Welcome to Ryan's Leadership Lessons podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Stemen. Thank you for joining today's podcast. It's going to be an awesome podcast about 18 time management lessons for leaders. I'm getting tongue-tied on it because I'm so excited about this lesson. It's 18 time management hacks for leaders, and let's go through all 18. I think I can do this podcast in less than 10 minutes. So that can give you more time to listen to other podcasts or get through that email that you need to respond to or get that work that you need to get done. Whatever it is, I'm going to help you accomplish that with these 18 time management hacks for leaders. As a busy leader, you have so much on your plate. You have stuff at home. You have stuff at your nonprofit. You have stuff at school for your kids. You got stuff going on because you're involved in whatever it is. Who knows what you're involved in, but you got a lot going on as a leader. And my goal with this podcast today is to give you some hacks that'll help give some time back to your busy schedule. And the first 5 are really about cutting down the meeting times. So often you have a 60-minute meeting that can be done in 45 minutes. You have a 45-minute meeting that can be done in 30. You have a 30-minute that can be done in 15. And you have a 15-minute meeting that could be summarized in an email to the right person, the right stakeholder, or it could be a Teams message that you send them. And then you could even get rid of all of that and just pick up the phone and talk to the person that you want to talk to. Instead of scheduling a long, hour-long meeting with 10 individuals, just schedule a one-on-one with the main stakeholder that you want to talk to and get across the message that you need to get. And maybe after that, you can summarize it in an email and send it out as an announcement to the right parties. So much gets figured out on a phone call, though. That's number 6, and that's a really important leadership lesson. The longer that I'm in corporate America, the longer that I'm working for businesses, the more I realize that picking up the phone and talking to a customer or picking up the phone and talking to a leader in the organization, it saves so much time, so much back and forth, so much hassle, and you get so much accomplished. What's even better is if you can meet somebody in person, and that gets things done even faster, more efficiently. The communication is way better. You can read someone's body language. You understand where they're coming from. You can see their frustration. You can see their happiness. Those are awesome. So that's an aside to number 6, but 1 through 6 is how to really shrink down the amount of meetings in your life. And that's really important. Number 7, this is what I said. And for number 7, fire drills are for firefighters in your organization. Hire firefighters who can prevent fires from happening. So often our businesses or nonprofits, we spend so much time fighting fires, so much time figuring out how to fix bad processes, how to keep a customer happy, how to keep a product from falling apart, whatever it is. You want to eliminate as many fires within your organization as possible. And some days it feels like all you're doing is fighting fires. And a part of that has to do with hiring the right people. So really it comes down to hiring the right people. So from the get-go, make sure you hire the right people and have a good hiring process in place so that you can have people that are going to figure out solutions to problems, figure out pain points, figure out how to get over hurdles, figure out how to break down bad processes and put in good ones instead. If you hire the right people, you're going to have way less fires and way less firefighting that you have to do. Number 8, turning your phone off to focus is the ultimate power move. Think about how freeing it is to turn your phone off for 30 minutes and just focus, or putting your phone in a different room and just focusing on the task at hand for an hour. It's so important that you really should find some time in your day just to put your phone away and not look at anything. Don't look at social media. Don't look at the text that came in from your friends. Just focus on hard work and the task at hand for 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours. Maybe then give yourself a break and look at your phone and then put it away again. But that's the ultimate power move, is being able to turn it off for an extended period of time and be able to just have a really hard focus on the task at hand. Number 9, delegate to the best employees. Find the best employees and delegate to those individuals. You know who they are. They're in your organization. They do a ton of work. They can do a lot of lifting. Find them and have them work on pain points, on projects, on things that you want to get done. Delegate to them because you know that they can get it done. And those are the individuals that you want to promote. Those are the individuals you want to coach to be better. Those individuals are going to be the glue in your organization and going to help you continue being successful. Number 10, allow your best employers to have ownership and take tasks off your plate. So number 9, number 10 go kind of together. So you're delegating to your best employees, but also you want to allow those best employees to have autonomy and give them responsibility and be able to have ownership stakes in the projects. And then at the end of it, you say, that individual did awesome. One of the things that my boss does really well is he says, he makes announcements and says, these individuals did really well on the projects. Even if he was the ultimate brainchild of the project, or he even, pushed it forward, he gives a lot of credit to the people that did really well. And that's awesome because you see that ownership coming to play. Number 11, don't be afraid to block your calendar for important tasks. This is what I do. So in the mornings, I try to do certain tasks before I have phone calls with customers. I'll block off 20, 30-minute chunks of time to really focus on certain projects or certain tasks that need to be completed. So do that. Take a few minutes here and there on your schedule and just block out some time to focus on emails, or to focus on a project, or to focus on a billing issue, or to focus on a customer's needs. Whatever it is, just block those times off on your calendar so someone can't schedule over it, and really focus on that time. I find that either at the very beginning of your day or at the very end of your day, you're going to find these little chunks of time that you can block off on your schedule to do deep work. I'm going to get through this list of 18, and it's going to be awesome, and you're going to have more time back in your schedule. So number 12, multitasking is toxic for your time. Focusing on one task at a time. Remember when I said put your phone away for a little bit? You don't want to multitask. Multitask, it divides your attention and divides your time. So think about how you can just focus on one task at a time and do that task really, really well, and put that as your major focus. It could be 15 minutes, could be an hour, but just focus on that one thing till it gets completed, and then pivot to the next thing and focus on that solely. If you're focusing on all kinds of things, your attention is going to be all over the place, and you're going to make mistakes. You're going to make little mistakes that are going to add up. So really try to focus your time on one thing. Number 13, take a periodic moment once a month to reflect on your current schedule. I do this. I take a step back and say, am I meeting with the right stakeholders? Am I taking the right enough time and energy to focus on these things? Am I adding in the right value for customers? I also try to figure out, am I having the right check-ins with customers to make sure that I know and I can match their needs? I also start to think about, am I having enough deep work time? So I try to block off that. But yeah, take a moment just to think about, like, are you having so many meetings that are really not a good use of your time and could be used in other places? So think about that as a leader. Don't be afraid to turn down meetings too. As a leader, you can say, hey, this isn't relevant to me, or it doesn't make sense for me. Number 14, take a longer moment to enjoy how productive you've become with your time. And I think that's important to look at, where did you cut time out to give more time for deep work, and try to double down on that. Try to find more time in your schedule to do more work, to be more reflective, to be more productive and long-term strategically thinking. So much of our time is like we're pivoting from one emergency, one fire drill to the next. Find some time to really hone in and do some deep work on just one thing at a time, and just really try to double down on those productive moments. Number 15. This is kind of a joke, but take an even longer moment to figure out what's the biggest drag on your time. So I said, take a periodic moment once a month to reflect on your current schedule. Take a longer moment to enjoy how productive you've become. And then number 15, take an even longer moment to figure out what's the biggest drag. And that's important. That's probably the most important. Figure out where you can bring time back. Figure out where you can cut out. Figure out where those meetings you don't need to be included in. Those could be summarized in an email by your employees. You don't need to be in every single meeting with them. Let your best people that you're letting delegate, let them lead, and give you an outline at the end of it. And then if you feel like you need to be included in it, then join it. Otherwise, stay out and just learn. Um, Number 16, double down on the most productive parts of your day. Are you a morning person? Do more work in the morning. Get up a little earlier, spend more time thinking and being strategic and outlining your day, or just getting through emails in the morning. Maybe you're a night person. Maybe what you do is you work throughout the day, you take a break for dinner, and or you go to your kids' softball game, or you go to your kids' baseball game, and you have dinner and you come back and you do some work because you're more productive at night. I know people that do both, right? I know some accounting professionals that love working at night when everyone is falling asleep in their house and they're just typing away at their laptop and getting work done. I know some people that get up at 4:30 and start working really hard at 4:30. Whatever works for you, whether you're a morning person or an evening person, figure out what works for you, and block off some time to do that work. Personally, I'm a bit of a morning person, and then I love the hours of 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. I feel like I'm very productive during those hours, and then I find myself doing work in the morning and evening too. So just figure out what works for you. All right, number 17, taking detailed notes during meetings is crucial for recalling action items. I go into so many meetings with leaders in my organization, in prior organizations, in customer meetings, and the best leaders in those rooms are taking notes, and they're rereading their notes, and they're writing things down. They're rarely are they typing things out because it looks like they're distracted when they're typing things out. They're usually writing longhand on a legal pad all their notes, and then they go back to those notes. Now sometimes you'll see leaders, they'll get up on a whiteboard and they'll parking lot items and write things down. You can do that too, but I think that the most important thing is keeping notes for yourself so that you can remember, oh yeah, we talked about X, Y, and Z. These things are going to be done. A, B, and C need to be done by these dates. So you can recall all these items that need to be done. Number 18, and this is the last one, and we're going to be done in just over 10 minutes. Don't be afraid to turn down invites and decline meetings as a leader. Don't be afraid to say no to meetings. That's going to save you the most time. If you don't feel like it's an added value to your time, and think about how much your time is worth. Is your time worth $1,000 an hour? Is it worth $500 an hour? Is it worth $5,000 an hour? Whatever your time is worth, don't be afraid to turn down meetings because it doesn't make sense and doesn't add value to you, to the organization, to others. This is when you can delegate and say, hey, my manager or my team member or my staff member or my team lead, they can join that meeting. They can outline what's needed to me. I don't need to be a part of that meeting. I need to be strategic over here and work on this task. So don't be afraid to turn down meetings. All right, that's 18 of them. You can find all 18 of them on my LinkedIn newsletter. You can find me at Ryan Stemen on X. You can find me at Ryan Stemen on LinkedIn. You can find me on Substack, ryansleadershiplessons.substack.com. You can find me on ryanstemen.blog, ryanstemen.com. That's my blog, or that's my resume, and all my information out there on the web is on ryanstemen.com. And then most of my information can be found on LinkedIn. But thank you for listening. I'm sorry I went over 10 minutes, but I really appreciate your time and energy here. And these are 18 time management hacks for leaders. And I hope you have a great day and enjoy the summer weather. Have a great one. Bye.